Some disasters fall from the sky. These 5 began beneath the ground, from exploding lakes to entire cities slowly sinking. A lake killed more than 1,700 people without lava, fire, or a flood. On August 21, 1986, Lake Nyos in Cameroon suddenly released an enormous cloud of carbon dioxide. Volcanic CO2 had seeped into its deepest water and stayed dissolved under pressure, like gas trapped inside a sealed bottle. When gas-rich water began rising, the pressure dropped. Bubbles formed, pulling more deep water upward until the lake violently overturned. The invisible CO2 spilled over the crater rim and flowed downhill because it was denser than air. It displaced breathable air across nearby valleys, suffocating people and animals. What started the overturn remains uncertain. Today, pipes release the accumulating gas gradually. Lake Nyos did not erupt with fire. It exhaled, and the landscape below could not breathe. But another disaster gave an entire city almost nowhere to run. By the next morning, an entire Roman city had disappeared beneath meters of volcanic debris. But Pompeii was not buried in one instant. In 79 CE, Vesuvius blasted a towering column of ash, gas, and pumice into the sky. For hours, lightweight stones rained onto Pompeii, darkening the city and piling across streets and rooftops. Some residents escaped, others sheltered indoors, where the growing weight caused buildings to collapse. Then the eruption appeared to weaken, but the column above Vesuvius began collapsing. Fast, ground-hugging currents of scorching ash and gas raced toward Pompeii. Anyone still inside had almost no time left. The debris sealed buildings, objects, and empty spaces around bodies beneath the city. Pompeii was not frozen in one moment. It was buried in stages, and the final stage left nowhere to hide. Pompeii disappeared quickly. This town has been dying for decades. This American town is still burning, but almost none of the flames are visible. The fire is underneath the streets. Centralia, Pennsylvania, was built above a maze of abandoned coal mines. In 1962, a fire reportedly spread from a rubbish dump into an exposed coal seam. It then traveled through the connected mine tunnels beneath the town. Heat and dangerous gases escaped through cracks. The ground could even collapse without warning. After a boy nearly fell into a steaming sinkhole in 1981, the danger became impossible to ignore. Most residents were relocated, and hundreds of buildings were demolished. But the coal beneath Centralia is still burning more than 60 years later. Would you stay above the fire, or abandon your hometown forever? And the next underground fire became impossible to hide. A hole in this desert has been on fire for decades. There is no lava underneath it. The flames are burning natural gas escaping through the ground. This is the Darvaza gas crater in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert. It is roughly 60 meters wide and around 30 meters deep. The famous story says Soviet drillers broke into an underground gas cavern, causing the ground to collapse. They supposedly lit the leaking gas, expecting the fire to disappear quickly. But records are limited, so its exact origin and ignition date remain uncertain. Either way, underground gas kept feeding thousands of flames for decades. The fire is now weakening as officials try to reduce the gas flow. Would you rather see it still burning or finally extinguished? But the largest disaster here is still happening. Parts of Jakarta are sinking centimeters every year, far faster than the ocean is rising. But the sea is not pulling the city down. Jakarta sits on soft sediments, and many homes and businesses pump water from deep underground. As groundwater is removed, pressure inside the layers falls. The sediments compact, and the city above drops with them. In parts of North Jakarta, researchers have measured subsidence of several centimeters a year. Meanwhile, around 40% of Jakarta already lies below sea level. That makes rain, overflowing rivers, and high tides harder to drain away. Seawalls and pumps can hold water back, but they do not automatically stop the ground beneath them from sinking. Jakarta's flood threat is therefore approaching from 2 directions. The ocean is rising and the city is moving down. The ground beneath a city can make it powerful, vulnerable, or impossible to save. Geography is never just the background.